Hey, how's it going, you guys? My name is Demize, and we are back again with more awesome spoilers for the much anticipated 1.3 update for Terraria. So like some of the previous spoilers, these are once again going to be more focused on improving the quality of life of the game and just polishing the game all around. But this time we're going to get a huge overload in that regard with a greatly enhanced user interface. And of course, we're also going to go a little bit more in depth with picking apart the small details that you might have missed. First of all, there have been many changes to how the icons look and also how you interact with them, as they are now highlighted when you mouse over them. And as you can also see, they have added a new team or party that you can join, which is the pink party. And that color is going to come up quite a bit in these spoilers. Along with the icons being highlighted now, a lot of the text that appears on screen will also have more clear borders so that they can stand out more and make it easier to read, which I'm sure a lot of people can appreciate. So now let's move on to the next little gift spoiler, which is primarily meant to show off the new inventory favoriting system, where you can now select items to keep and be able to quick stack them into chests nearby. And while this is of course super awesome and all, because it makes maintaining a clean inventory much easier, I've actually already mentioned this in a previous spoiler video, where I, and I'm sure many others, were able to catch on to what was going on. So I'm instead going to focus on the smaller spoilers in this image that you might have missed, although I'm sure I'll miss some small things as well here and there, so you guys can help me out with that in the comments below. So we're going to start off with what's in the foreground, which is of course the inventory, and we can see 3 new 1.3 items up in the hotbar. The first one I believe is the Meow Mirror Sword, which we've seen plenty of times now. The second item is of course just the pickaxe axe, and then in the third slot we have what looks like the laser machine gun, which we have also seen in a previous spoiler, and you can see it in action here. And then in the fourth slot we have something very strange. It appears to resemble some sort of voodoo doll, but that's pretty much all I can really come up with, although it could be used with what looks like a new necromancy or dark magic related crafting table that you can see down here. And just a few last things that I'm going to mention here out of the inventory, and that is the new calming potion, which has a tooltip that says it calms enemy aggression, so I guess that's kind of the opposite of the battle potion. And there's also these fancy new rainbow torches, as well as what looks like a resprouted mushroom seeds, or possibly seeds of something that we haven't seen just yet from the lunar or space related items over in the trash slot, so yeah, that's kind of interesting as well. Now let's take a look at the rest of the items in the background, and we can see plenty of banner resprites for enemies that we have seen before, as well as new ones like the snowman one from the Frost Legion, I'm assuming, over on the right. But the ones that stand out the most are of course all the new space and alien related looking ones. There's actually quite a few of them, so I'm kind of interested if we pretty much know what all the low-level enemies are going to look like from the Lunar event. But regardless, they all look very cool, especially the one that looks like a cyber worm, which will be interesting to see if that's at least some sort of mini-boss, although banners usually drop off the normal tier enemies, and not the mini-boss tier ones, as those usually get actual trophies like we've seen in the previous moon events. So now we're back to the new necromancy looking crafting table, and since there's a few new banners that kind of look similar themed, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that these items come from underworld or hell related enemies, which I'm really hoping for, because I, and I'm sure many others, are kind of disappointed that there isn't really any reason to go back down there after defeating the wall of flesh and entering hard mode. So yeah, I'm really hoping that the underworld is finally getting some attention, but feel free to let me know your own ideas for where these items may be acquired, or what the necromancy crafting table might be, or if they're just dungeon related items, which is of course also a possibility. Alright, so we just need to touch on a couple more things, which include the pink grass and snow biomes tree over here. And they could either just be painted, or they could even be a new alternative to the hallowed, which would be very awesome, but I kind of doubt that they would just drop something like that and have no explanation whatsoever. So I'm leaning more towards being able to paint all the things in Terraria. There's also a sundial looking thing over on the far right side, which could either be a sky themed version of the grandfather clock, or be something completely different, so I'm not really going to say anything more than that, since it's just speculation. And finally, there's what looks like marble and granite background, and also possibly marble and granite chests, so that's always neat to see new block types to add to the vast array of options that you have for decorating your buildings. And now onto the next image, where we have the traveling merchant shop open, and what they've done is actually something really cool and helpful, and that is expanding the functionality of the piggy bank and safe by allowing you to have access to the money you have stored at any time when interacting with an NPC. This is pretty cool because now you don't have to hassle with grabbing money each time you have to buy something and then returning whatever you have left over, unless you just don't care about losing half of your money on death. But yeah, just a small little change that will make the process go faster and easier. So now let's take a look at the 2 new items that the traveling merchant is selling, and the first one looks like some sort of stone that has the same sign coloring that we've seen so many of the other lunar related things have, so I'm just guessing it's something related to that. And we also have a new painting, which I can't really tell what it is, but it's cool to have more options or possibilities that the traveling merchant can sell, so yeah. And finally, just going to quickly mention the tombstone resprites, and also the vine rope that we've seen previously in the liquid changes spoilers. So now to the next couple of spoilers, which explains the smaller icons underneath the minimap in both previous spoilers and ones we just saw, and that is that the informational related accessories like the GPS can now simply be used from your inventory instead of having to take up precious accessory slots, and they've also added more informational type accessories, which most notably includes a DPS one, which is going to be very helpful with measuring just how powerful a weapon or accessory is, and also said information is going to be shared with nearby players, so yeah, that's also kind of neat. Next up, we have something that a lot of people are going to be happy about, and that is the new screenshot mode, which will allow you to easily capture your giant builds and easily show them off instead of having to stitch them together with a bunch of images in a third-party program. So yeah, once again, just making things easier on the user is always a good thing. And in this giant screenshot, we have the other half of the base revealed, which includes even more new and resprited banners, but also the new alchemy station next to what looks like the bone welder station, and some sort of horse-looking statue here in the far right building, which is really quite strange. The last image that we have is of the map, which now allows you to see exactly when and where people have died, but the caption states that there are a few more spoilers in this image, but the only thing that stands out to me at the moment is that you may be able to reveal huge chunks of the map, as you can see that a lot of it has been perfectly revealed, which could either just be a glitch or a dev-related perk, but let me know what you guys think about this, or if you guys can spot or recognize something else. So yeah, I hopefully covered everything that I noticed, and also hopefully noticed everything that was there, but I'm sure that I missed a thing here or there, so feel free to leave a comment down below if I did, or if you have your own opinion on what some of these items might mean, or what you think about these spoilers in general. Once again, there is no release date as of this recording, or even some sort of range other than this year most likely, but yeah, I'm definitely excited, and hopefully you guys are as well, so let's keep chugging away on this 1.3 hype train, and I hope you guys have a nice day.